What do you make of this? Are you happy that they're playing hardball with Hunter and Abby Lowell, who kind of tried to flip the script a little bit and make a strategic move here? It doesn't look like it's working out too well for Hunter Biden and team.
Yeah, well, Hunter Biden should receive no special treatment. He is a citizen of this country, and he should be treated as such. And this is the process. This is what should happen. Look, whenever anyone in my family has been subpoenaed by the House, by the Senate, everyone complied and did what was required, including my brother-in-law, including my sister-in-law. So this should be no different. Hunter Biden does not get to choose to do a public hearing so that it is an abbreviated version of events. So I completely agree with this decision. Should he decide not to follow the due process here? Absolutely.
President Biden made some comments yesterday, speaking of running against your father-in-law, and he said that he wasn't sure if he'd be running if Trump wasn't running. He said that in Boston at a campaign fundraiser, and then when he got back to the White House, he sort of clarified it and was kind of pressed by reporters about what he exactly meant. I think we have this clip. Let's play that.
Would you be running for president if Trump wasn't running?
I expect so, but look, he is running, and I have to run.
Would you drop out if Trump runs out?
No, not now.
What do you make of this, Laura? I see a correlation that he's saying he just has to run now. And now there's sort of this narrative about former President Trump being a dictator. It almost is a really weird timing of all of this. Have you sort of read some of these comments now about the dictator and now putting it together with what Biden said here, that there's really been some ramped up rhetoric?
Well, yes, obviously we're heading into an election year. Of course, the rhetoric will be ramped up, and I expect it to get even crazier as we head into November of next year. Look, the entire dictator argument with Donald Trump was tried in 2016, and of course it didn't work. Donald Trump was elected president of the United States, and we don't need to wonder how he would operate as president because, Bianca, we've seen it. We saw it for 4 years. We saw how successful he was and how, although the left tried to paint him as some sort of a dictator and that's how he would, run this country, we saw quite the opposite happen, of course. Now, it's very interesting to hear Joe Biden say that I guess the only reason he's decided to run is because of Donald Trump. Well, is that because he thinks that Donald Trump might investigate his family even further? You look at this situation with Hunter Biden, I think a lot of people might draw some correlation there and say, well, maybe the only reason that Joe Biden is trying to hang on to power is because his family depends on him trying to continue the cover-up that we know has happened for the Biden crime family. It's very interesting. This is nothing new. This is part of the politics that we see here in the United States of America. But people know very well that Donald Trump is not a dictator, of course.
Yes, and I thought the same thing when you see all these documents and the subpoenas and the bank records coming out. Maybe Joe Biden's running for another reason, that's to stay out of trouble there legally. But we will see where that goes. I do want to play a little bit also of Liz Cheney. She's out there. She's hawking her book. She's also feeding into some of this narrative here. She just simply won't go away. I have a little bit of a montage here of just some of the outrageous comments that the media is really teeing her up for. Makes absolutely no sense. Here, let's play this.
Donald Trump is not an acceptable alternative. He is not the lesser of two evils. He is a completely unfit man for office. He's already shown us what he would do, and he can never be near the Oval Office again.
Seems crazy to ask this and even crazier to fathom it, but do you believe if Donald Trump were elected next year that he would try to stay in office beyond a second term? That he would never leave office?
There's no question.
You think he would try to stay in power forever?
Absolutely. I mean, he's already done it once.
I mean, stick to fashion segments, Savannah. I have 30 seconds, Laura, but really this type of questioning is just, it's absurd.
Yeah, some of my father-in-law's biggest fans, Savannah Guthrie and Rachel Maddow there, of course, with this line of questioning for the darling of the leftist media, Liz Cheney herself. It's really incredible. I agree with you. They should both probably be sticking to fashion segments. This idea is absolutely preposterous. The truth is, we cannot go forward in this country in the same manner we have for 3 years. We need a change of course. We need Donald Trump to save this country. And honestly, at this point, the entire world. People understand what is at stake as we head to 2024. The only option is Donald Trump as our 47th president.